I will tell you, the clock is wrong. We'll be starting before 53 seconds. And actually, we'll be starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, here we go. All right, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. We are doing a one-on-one lesson with LLNP, a student that is near and dear to my heart. He's very special. And we're going to get started pretty soon. I've talked to you guys just the other day about aim chess, so I'm going to throw that up on the board here just a little bit. I just did a report on LLNP. So we can take a look at what his strengths and weaknesses are, but we're going to go over his games as is normal, and then you guys get to play him a game. Now we might do hand and brain, because I want to try that as a test to see how much that'll help a student. But anyway, he's looking pretty good here against his peer group. He is 3 percentage points better than his peers in the opening. He is well above his peers in tactics. He is well above his peers, 10% higher in endgames. You're doing great. He is 2% better than his peers on advantage capitalization, meaning that he takes advantage when he's ahead. He can see it through and close the deal. And he is actually way better than his peers in resourcefulness, meaning when you're losing a game that you find a way to win or draw. And his only thing that he's not that far above is time management. So his rating should definitely be going up soon. He keeps playing like this. He is above his peers in every category except for time management. Time management is the only one he's behind on. So you would think we should focus on time management. And we might spend some time on time management today. I find the best way to get better at time management, though, is actually understanding your positions faster, seeing things faster, right? That's how we're going to get better at time management. You could just say, I want to do it on this time frame. And in fact, one of the lessons under time management, which I can have him do, he does have his own account right here, Get Personalized Lessons, as well, he should have in his, because he has his own account, if he goes to, I believe it's Training Room, yes, you have Time Trainer here, or right here in the middle, Time Trainer, and I would love to see you do that. Now, I can't watch you unless we share screen, and we're not even going to tempt the fates and have you share a Zoom screen and hope that it doesn't crash and burn everything it's doing. But, the Time Trainer, I'm very curious what it is. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to do one of mine because I am extremely curious to see what it does. Finish 5 puzzles in 3 minutes. Incorrect answers. Hey, King, how you doing? Take 45 seconds off your clock. All right, so that's the deal, and oh boy, so I'm supposed to do puzzles in so much time, and I'm standing here not even knowing what I'm doing because I'm just looking. I have no clue what to do. I have no clue what I would want to do here. I really don't.
So I'm doing mine.
Yeah, these are. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm doing mine. I'm supposed to be doing yours.
And I am doing mine.
Good. The timed ones.
Yes.
Good. I have no clue. These are weird.
Are these from my games?
Yes, yours should be from your games. Yours should be made from your games. That's the way it should work.
I missed one.
Only one? That's pretty good.
Well, I've only tried 2, but I missed one.
Well, I missed one, and I have no idea how I got any of them right because these are. I'm gonna have to look into this. This is interesting.
I got 2 of my first 3.
Correct or wrong?
Correct.
Well, you're doing. It seems like you're doing better than me.
Yeah, these must be from my games.
Yes, they are totally supposed to be from your games. That is the concept and why this tool is supposed to be cool to use. I have no idea here either. Hey, It's aimchess.com.
I missed my fourth one. I got two of the first three, missed the fourth one, and it ran out of the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna run out of time too because I have no clue.
Then it gives you a chance to review.
Oh, that's nice, but I have no clue what I'm doing here.
You could see which ones you got wrong. You can review the ones you got wrong, I think.
Okay, time's up. And then you do next. Oh, I don't want to do another puzzle. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, Time Trainer seems like so that I don't know if that's going to work for you because it seems strange. Yeah, it's not totally accurate in some ways. I agree, King. It needs some work, but I like what they're doing, and I'm going to be testing it out over June and July to check and see if I can improve, if I can use it as a teaching tool. So that's my goal. All right, and King is our first chatter today. Congratulations, King. King is our first chatter today, by far. He's the only one here so far. Good job, King. All right, so King, we're doing a one-on-one lesson with LLandP, and what we're looking at right now is I actually gave him a birthday present a while back, and the birthday present was 64 puzzles that I made from his games. All right? 64 puzzles from games that he played. I made him puzzles. All right. So, oh, sorry to hear that, King. Yeah, E3. No. Anyway, so I had some left. I was going to try to do a second 64 for him, and I didn't get it finished. But I did get 7 of those done. And so to start our lesson, we're going to do a little differently. I want him to go through these puzzles. So if you're using the study, or if, I only gave you view rights for the moment. When we get done with these puzzles, I'll change it and make it where you have collaboration rights, contributor rights. But I'm hoping because I only gave you view rights that you are seeing them in the solving mode so that you can solve them. Okay, so number one, and I think I can watch you move the pieces still. Or you can move the pieces in view mode, I think. Because you have to solve it, right?
I have to solve the solution. Yeah.
Right. So take your time and look it over.
So the first one is versus V-Veil. Right?
Yes. This is a game you played. Yes. Hey, thanks, King. He seemed to like it. King said that sounds like a good gift for a chess player.
Yeah, I think so.
Ah, good. I'm glad you liked it.
All right, let's see. Pawn is pinned by the queen. Can't put anything else on the pawn. Poor position for the queen and the rook, but that's protected by the pawn.
And you know these are my puzzles from your birthday, so they're not like one move mates or anything. This is deep, right? You gotta look through and decide make a plan.
Yeah. So pawn push may be interesting. If I push the pawn on the F file, push pressure.
Very good. Except he has how many pieces hitting it?
He could just advance the pawn if he wanted to on the G file, or he's got 2 pieces on my pawn. I only have 1 with the rook. I could remove the defender first. Knight takes knight. Queen takes back. He would have nothing on the pawn on that F6 square. But then he could just advance pawn to G6, protected by the bishop. And pawn would be stuck there. Then if I did that, what would I do next?
The good question, King. They're neither. It depends on the situation. So these are not. I gave them puzzles that weren't like one move mates or find the tactical. It's make a plan, figure it out, what to do, and it's usually different than what he did, right? It definitely wasn't what he did.
Let's see. Knight takes bishop first. Pawn takes back. Knight takes knight. Queen takes.
Yep, he's getting there, King.
Queen takes. Queen and the bishop would be on the pawn. Pawn push.
And these don't have to be obvious. Remember, these are you're
Yeah, no,
playing.
no.
These are as if you're playing the game. What's the best moves? And yeah, and you didn't usually make these moves during the game. You made a mistake in the game.
Yeah, clearly. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a puzzle.
That would be true.
All right, let's look at queen sacrifice. Queen takes pawn. King has to take back. Do I have a check where I win the queen back? But I don't see any. No. So queen sacrifice does not look to be correct. Can't take the knight on D7 first because then I drop the queen. So I need to take the bishop first. Pawn takes back, knight takes knight, queen takes knight. Again, two pieces on that pawn. I push the pawn, and he can either put the he won't put the bishop in front. He can probably just put the G pawn. Is there anything better that I can see? I do not.
No immediate knockout punches. Correct, King. But I like his thing. His analysis is doing very well. I think he's improved since he played this game. So you've talked about that pawn being on f6 and that your reply is, you could just move the bishop. I mean, he could just move the pawn on G out of the way, up.
Yeah.
But would that be good or bad for you? What does that rest of that position look like? Is that bishop in play? And how does the rest of your game look?
If he moves up the G pawn,
Yeah.
well, the bishop is kind of trapped. It doesn't have anywhere to go.
Right.
Still have the rook and the queen on those files. The pawn that's
Yes.
on C5.
Hey, Tiger Fang.
Would be unprotected. Could take the bishop, which is right now blocked. The black square bishop. It's on B2. Which would be facing down that line. We'll push there. Exchange out the pawns. Maybe get the diagonal open. Or actually the queen would be available on that diagonal. No, the pawn would be there. Alright, so just thinking about time constraints, I couldn't find any winning combination. I would do knight takes bishop.
Go ahead. Move it and see what happens. I think you're supposed to be able to move it. I want to see if you can.
Hey, I got that one right.
All right. So it doesn't show it on my screen, by the way.
Oh.
So I'll do it also. No, it's because it's not contributing.
Okay.
But that's okay. So you just tell me what you did, and I'll also do it on my screen.
Yeah, so I did knight takes bishop. It says, good move, next space, next, go to see the next move. Pawn takes back.
Okay.
That's what I thought. And I said the next move, let me just look at it again. Let's see. I had the next move as, I was thinking knight takes knight. But now that the board has changed, I just want to look at it again.
Always a good idea.
So I have attack the queen, knight to c6. Queen just moves. The pawn on d6 would be hanging, depending on where he moves his queen. Let's see, can he go to a square that will still protect that pawn? Yes, he could go to c7, which would threaten my knight and protect the pawn. But then I get a check. If I wanted to, if he goes that way, then I get a check on e7. It's not a double check. It's not a fork. It's just check. You would have to move the king. King goes to the corner. h8. Still don't have. You have to Goes to the corner. Okay, he goes to H8. And if I did the pawn push, the pawn is no longer pinned. He could take, and that he'd take. That would open up my queen to come in. If he pushes there, knight takes, bishop takes, no, knight takes, pawn takes. Knight takes, check, pawn takes, or bishop takes. Queen's there, queen can't take because it'd be taken off. So that. Let's see. Let's think about another sacrifice move. How about knight to g6? Knight to g6 threatens the rook. Two pieces on it though, the pawn and the bishop. I would have the pawn and the queen. If pawn takes knight, pawn takes pawn, threatening the bishop. Oh, that looks interesting. Threatening the bishop. This rook is open for a rook trade. Ooh, that's interesting. All right, one more time. Knight to g6. Pawn takes back. Bishop's now pinned. Bishop takes, queen takes. Now is my queen sitting on his doorstep, but no help. Yeah, there's really no help there. Queen would be a move away, but I mean, I've kind of messed up the king's protection for sure. Or let's go back to my original thought, which was knight takes knight, queen takes knight. And he's got two pieces on that pawn. I only have one protecting on f6, f5. I push, he pushes the pawn, and he still looks like he's very strong in movement. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna mess up his protection here. I think I got that right. So I'm gonna try knight to g6. And it says, nope, that was not the right move.
No, it's not.
It doesn't like that. All right.
No.
Let me try what I thought my best move at the time was my other move when I was playing this out originally. I don't know. Knight takes knight? No, I'm still thinking that knight.
Good job, King.
Knight to c6. There. Could drop the bishop back. No, hang on. My knight is hanging.
Yeah.
Don't move the bishop back. Your knight is hanging. Let's do something else here. I'm going to try. I don't like knight takes knight. I like keeping my pieces, my warriors, my battle boys. Well, I could, if I drop the knight back to c4. I now have two pieces on the pawn, which is currently unprotected. Of course, you could just push the pawn, keeping him with the double pawns, and then the knight has to move again. Then could go right back to the same square he's at now, but he's still protected by the queen. What to do? Gotta move the knight. 1, 2, 3 choices that I see that look reasonable.
Excellent, King. Excellent.
Fourth one, no. All right, let's play chase the queen. So I'm going to go knight to c6. No, it doesn't like that either.
Now, that's not bad. I mean, but if you went to knight to c6, and the queen goes to e8, and then you try to chase with a rook, he can plop that beautiful knight right down on e5. But again, he doesn't have to go that direction either.
Well, then I would just take it back if we went to e5.
Yeah. And then he could take it with his pawn, and then you can take it with the rook, though.
He undoubles his pawns.
Yes, he would undouble his pawns, but you would get something out of it. But again, he doesn't have to do that. He could just move his queen first to, like, say, c7, attacking your knight. And then your knight has to go and say check. And then after your knight says check, the king would leave. Yeah. So go back to your very first thoughts, because your first thoughts, your instincts, way at the very beginning of this, were spot on.
Oh, it was knight take knight, queen
Yeah.
take,
Yeah.
pawn push.
Yeah.
So let's try knight takes knight. Okay. I like that one. Queen takes, like I said. And then it asks, what would I play in the position? And I'm thinking pawn push is because I'm already. I can't get. I don't want to. I want to get the second piece on protecting the pawn. I can see you made an arrow there. If that's you.
Oh, yes, I did. But that's what you were discussing.
Yeah.
I was showing them what you were talking about.
I did it. It said it was the right move.
Yes, it was.
Interestingly, instead of the pawn coming out, you've got the bishop coming out.
Yeah, why? If the pawn comes out, if the pawn were to come out, I'd want it to come all the way to g4, g5, but then you have a5, a4 is an answer, right? h4 as an answer.
Yeah.
But also, if it goes to g3, g6, there's no way to protect the pawn on h6.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was looking at because I was thinking if the pawn did come out, then I'd bring my bishop back to c1 and threaten that.
Okay, so what do you do now?
Well, the pawn did its job in the push. I want the bishop to be hanging. So I would pawn takes pawn is what I would do right now. So
Very good.
that's what you did. Okay, and it's asking me to play on again, which is fine.
One more move.
Now, remember what you always tell me is you got a piece pinned, double up on it. There's already the king and the pawn protecting the bishop. I do also have to think that you might slide the rook in behind it at one point and then move the king out of the way and then try for the...
So what else do I tell you? You're correct. That is one thing I tell you. What's the other thing I always tell you?
alignment.
And improve your pieces. What piece do you have that's not playing and is in bad shape?
A poor black square bishop is, and the rook. They're both kind of in jail.
Yeah. So pick one.
Yeah.
Yes, Tiger fan.
I wonder, I don't know if this helps. I could push the pawn on to c3.
And drop the pawn. Well, you can't drop the pawn because he's pinned. That's true. Yeah, but simpler would just be bishop to c1.
Yeah.
And then you can reposition it out to f4. And it would be attacking the h6 pawn. Yeah. All right?
That's what I was thinking. That was the other way to go.
All right. So these puzzles, you can take your time and play with later. See what you like them. But right now, let's go over three of your most recent games.
Okay. Where would I find
I've made you a contributor so you can move and create arrows, and we're going to go to chapter 8, which hopefully it dragged you. Hopefully it dragged you along.
against Lemurf?
Chapter 8 is against Lemurf. Yes.
Lemurf.
Not your arch enemy, not your arch enemy, but a friend and a competitor and player. And I got to do a shout out because I forgot a frenemy. There you go, a frenemy. Perfect. I forgot to thank Counterattack 95. I'm not sure when that you followed, but thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. All right. So let's talk about the game. Yes, sync should be turned on automatically king when I make him a contributor. Should be anyway. Should be. I can double check. No. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go. This is not a very long game. So you played the birds and...
Hold on, you're making moves?
Yes. Sync is not on. Hold on. Sync is on my side. All sync members...
Here, sync, it's in red.
Okay, can you click it?
I just did.
Okay, good, good. All right, so hopefully you're on chapter.
Playing white. Yep. Oh, you just flipped it now back again. Okay.
Yep, I thought maybe I'd refresh it.
Playing the birds. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
you're playing the birds, which just recently I allowed you guys to play other than center pawns.
Yep.
And I didn't in general say anything but the F pawn, but it's okay because you know I love the birds. But as with all openings, you need to learn it inside and out before you play it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here you're not playing per the opening. So there's, besides the theory, let's just not talk about what the move says you should do, because even back here, with this move, he's threatening to do this.
Yes.
So one answer is this. Another answer is this. This or that, right? Because you can't let him get this and be able to keep it, especially because then he could push it. And this is verboten in the birds or in the Dutch, in reverse, that you can't allow this. You can't allow this move. You can't. It's like you can't allow that move. You allowed the move. Now, he could have pinned you. You didn't allow the move. I'm sorry. You stopped the move. He could have pinned you to, again, threaten the move. If he had pinned you, what would you do?
I would have released the pin with the bishop.
But that doesn't stop this move. Because now he takes... Oh, actually it does. Because you get this attack. It's the standard for the birds. Right? You allow that because now you get that attack. Now he gets to choose. Let's say he does this. Now what do you do? Because he's back to threatening this.
Yeah, my gut would be in this case I would normally castle in this case.
Yeah, but you can't because you'd allow this. So for the style of the opening, you can't allow this to happen. So you have to go play the stone wall variation.
Okay.
You really have no choice.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, when I played the stone wall, it's the few times I played it, and I don't know the opening well enough, quite frankly, to have recognized that before. But now that you're saying it, it makes perfect sense, especially with the knight there.
Yeah, you have to understand that black with this is saying he didn't go d5.
Yeah, no, I anticipated the king push, but I'm looking at it, seeing he would have one piece. If I did take on e5, right, he takes back with the pawn, I take back with the knight, right? So I looked at it from an exchange standpoint, saying, all right, I have enough material covering that square.
Do you have two pawns? You have two pawns for one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that isn't what happened.
No, I know, and when we were playing, I thought about just so happens, like 2 days before this game he and I played, we were walking through some of this, and he was looking at a variation of Fromm's Gambit, where I took, and then he launched an attack on my king side, and so I said, you know what, when I play this game, I'm just going to not do the exchange initially, just to see what happens. So.
Okay, well, this was bad. He has a lot of choices. The one I like the most is probably this one. Because you could go here, he could chase you away, he could leave you there. It's protected, but your knight's moving. Oh, I'm not feeling good. Maybe you don't mind it. I don't like it.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, so you've got to know that the whole point of this is that you could take. That's why you played the knight, so that you could take. But you didn't, and he took. Again, I would have pushed, but he took. All right, so now you and so this, and you know me, that feels wasted because
Say it again. Go back to what'd you say? Would have pushed what?
I would have pushed.
Oh yeah, you would have. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
what I showed you, but he
I
took.
just meant white. I just
Right.
meant white would have pushed. Okay.
And then I'm not crazy about this because he's moving the pawn twice. Slow, slow, slow. I'd much rather maybe see him do something else. You know,
Yeah.
I don't care.
I
Develop.
was happier. I was happier that he pushed.
All right, so this is what we've been teaching this week. What we're going to teach this week is a prophylactic move. All right, keeps the knight out. And he does a prophylactic move in return saying you can't castle,
Yeah.
which is why he pushed the pawn.
Right.
Okay.
At this point, I decided I think I'm going to cancel queen's side.
Okay, it's just a slow process
Yes.
based on how you're developing your pieces. Nice place for the knight. I've given him trouble before about moving a piece twice, but this time it's actually not bad because there's nothing attacking this knight, and there's nothing attacking the pawn. So he could get to this square safely, but I would still rather see him develop his bishop.
Yeah.
Bishop has a nice
You
square.
didn't have to get there that soon, is what you're saying.
That's right. There's no rush. There's no rush. Look, you lost your pawn, buddy. Right? So this is square's weak forever. This square is going to be weak forever. Weak as in you have no pawns to attack those squares. So because you have no pawns to attack those squares, there's no rush to hold that square. You have this square, which he does have a pawn later that can chase you. So personally, I'd like to see him develop his pieces, right? I still want to see him develop his pieces and get that rook onto that open file. And you still have two more pieces to get out of the way before you can even think about castling.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. Not crazy about it so early, because it really doesn't do anything. Now, look at that alignment. Boy, you're like begging for that rook with discovered attacks. You're begging for it. And he instead goes after your knight, which, again, I'd like to see the bishop here, or even here, but I'd rather just maybe even see the rook early. But yeah, the bishop here would have been nice. Okay, so, very interesting. Very scary. I'd be taken here, I think, very quickly, because the queen has to take back. And actually, that's what he does. So the queen takes back. Now you're hoping to, and I probably would not have done that. Why? Because look at that alignment. So it's begging for a rook on that alignment. It's begging for a rook on that alignment. Now, he's got to be a little careful. You get this baby in and you're attacking here and here if that rook is gone. So he gets a nice little fork double attack. So that would be scary. I can understand that. Okay. But anyway, he takes right away. You take back. And yes, you have double pawns. You have a semi-open file that is king. And you still have this alignment issue. But he doesn't take advantage of the alignment issue. He's not. I'd be throwing a rook here, and making you deal with that alignment issue. Oops, sorry. I don't know how that got there.
I was not upset that he didn't move the rook.
Yeah, I bet. So you get your castle in on time, and again, he's not taking advantage of. I don't understand this move for him. He's shoring up a pawn that's not under attack. This is defensive. This was defensive, quiet, and I would much rather see him start trying to take advantage of this alignment. All right, you start pushing pawns and give another protector, and he says, I'm going to start pushing pawns at your queen side, which is not a bad plan. Finally goes for the alignment, and you step out of the alignment, which is good. We never want to be stuck in alignment issues. And you get a decent diagonal, so no problems there. He pushes, which he should. Oh, look at that. You back up. You didn't like that. Right? You didn't like that square?
Two pieces. I had two. Okay, I had two protecting it also. Trying to remember when I was looking at it, that was just now when the move happened, I thought that would be the first place to put my knight, but obviously I didn't go there during the game.
Yeah, and in fact you had these choices, right? This one's obviously not playable.
Right.
But yeah, you had three choices. And you just got to pick the best one. This one might be good because look, knight can come over to the... Look, the knight can get over to the king side and help out with the attack. That would have been an option. Could have went here, and you might see a trade of pieces, and if you trade some pieces, don't know if that's better or worse for you, but yeah, I like knight to d2 with ideas to come over to the king side. But you tucked it in the corner, not sure why. And if I was him, I'd push one more time. Yeah, I agree, King. Yeah, I would have pushed one more time. I mean, that was the idea, to break you open. But he plays in the center, and this pawn is now weak. Granted, your bishop is going to be hanging first. And somehow this game ended in a draw at this point? Yeah. Somehow you guys agreed to a draw. But okay. I mean, we did...
what happened was, I remember, this is the game I was playing him in one of our timed tournaments, and I lost, my internet connection dropped.
Oh, he was nice enough to give you a draw.
So he realized that I wasn't playing, and I texted him that I lost my internet, so he offered a draw.
Okay. Yeah, you're not looking... I don't like your situation here too much. You do have a pawn, but then the bishop falls. Yeah.
Well, I would take bishop takes back.
And now, the question is, who's winning, right?
He's probably winning.
I don't know. Your knight has no squares.
I know, that's why I was thinking that he's probably winning, because I don't have it.
And then the rook hopefully comes in and starts, and then doubling up, and he might have to make luft. Okay. No worries. All right, let's go to your next game. This one is against Flavio. I'd say he's almost becoming another frenemy? Frenemy, yes. Frenemy, yes. I had to dress up for today because I know I was doing a lesson, so I put on my tie and shirt and tie. But all right, and you're playing the Dutch, so we get to play. And you play this variation, which I still I don't personally play, so I don't like it that much.
I saw I have a book on the Dutch that I was reading, and the first two games in the book both played this variation, which I did not play before.
And I still don't.
Not well, clearly.
I don't like this. I don't like the fianchetto bishop. It's already bad enough that I'm weakening my king side. I don't like to compound it. But here again, here we're back to the same concept in the birds. Why that move? What did he do with that move? He's attacking that square, right? And he has two attacking that square. He's thinking about putting that pawn there. And if you take, he takes. If you take, he takes. He gets rid of this pawn. He gets the center, right? You can't allow that. You can't allow that. So again, with this move, you have to answer that move. And what you did was nothing to answer that move. So again, this is where it's time for...
You like him to stonewall again.
Well, you have to stop this move. What are you doing to stop it?
The thing that always worries me about the stonewall is, in this case, we're playing a Dutch, so knight to e5.
Yeah, but that's normal. I mean, you should live with it. You go and you attack it.
And this is where I think the fianchetto bishop has a little bit more play here, maybe?
Possible. Usually your bishop goes here in the stone wall.
Oh, okay. It doesn't go to
No.
E7?
No. No, because normally in the stone wall, the pawn is here and your bishop comes here. And in fact, this pawn comes up for the real stone wall. And then when he pushes on your bishop with the pawn, your bishop just drops back.
Okay.
Yep, your bishop goes from here to here, then usually here or here.
Yeah, that's the thing I always worried about with the stone wall is the knight camping out.
Yep, you're going to live with it. I mean, that's a fact of life. And at the right time, you might be able to take it and then push, the pawn will be pushed anyway, but you could take it and leave a pawn there and it'll be doubled, and then you look towards the end game that you might be able to take advantage of that. you do need to play a lot of stone walls to get used to the feel, because it does feel a little scary sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, you went e6, so he pushed. He pushed. No problem so far. You gave up a wing pawn for a center pawn. But now, if you look, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and he's trying to get a 5th piece over here on your king side. And you have your queen side is totally undeveloped. G-Dot! Happy Sunday! I hope so too, especially with a long holiday. So if you guys are in the U.S., you should be getting Memorial Day off, hopefully. So you might get a 3-day weekend. I'm going to go play tennis later tonight. I'm excited. I like playing tennis. All right, so even here, though, it's like, what do you do? So positionally, why is this bad? You should immediately notice this pawn.
Pawn on e6.
Yeah, yeah. So you immediately have to notice that pawn. I'm not even knowing if it's a good move or a bad move. I'm not even judging it that way. I'm just judging it on the fact that this pawn becomes a backward pawn. Right now, it's not a backward pawn. Right now, it's okay. It's protected. Right now, it's doing work, keeping things out of here. By the way, many times in the Dutch, this is a normal move to keep the knight that you were worried about out of there. It's a flexible variation, they call it. So you have that flexibility that you're not taking advantage of. But here's another thing for you to think about. All right, this is called a pin. And that alignment you should also want to get out of, right?
Yep.
Out of that alignment. Out of that alignment. Hey, Murph! Murph's in the house. We went over your game a second ago, Murph. So, other things that normally happen in this opening is the queen moves here. But again, that's not with this so much. But you have to be, this should be annoying. You should want to get rid of that. This is not a good thing in general. Okay, so you chase the knight, he decides to trade, and you get, and I don't like all those trades because it simplifies when you were, remember he had 5 pieces in a second. He had 4, looking for 5. Now he has 2, and you have 2. And he's still looking for a third, but he went from having 4 pieces, 5 potentially attacking your king side, down to just 2. So I don't think he should have allowed the simplification. And here you can allow him to take, so you can just take back and simplify again. So what do you need to do here?
Develop.
Yeah. Now you could try to simplify right away. You could say, yeah, let's go for more simplifications, because that wouldn't hurt you. But otherwise, develop. And what is that? None of the above. Right? Yeah, totally don't understand that move. It doesn't develop a piece. You take a pawn that's going to allow his rook to come down. I'm totally befuddled on why you would do that move. You need to develop.
Yeah.
And so knight would be a developing move. The bishop would even be a developing move. You could even fianchetto and hope to do this and then get the bishop this way. I don't care. You could push this pawn, not a good developing move, but, maybe a prophylactic overprotecting here, then getting the knight. But the knight needs to find a way over, right? I mean, he still has this annoying kind of stuff. So yeah, development. And he doesn't even take it. He's like, I'm in no rush. You just opened up your king. Thank you. I'm not even going to take it. So again, you could try to get a trade of queens, but we develop a piece, so we're happy. He finally takes, and you have to move your rook. Now, look how defensive you're playing now, which if you hadn't taken that pawn...
I'm worried about queen takes.
Well, yeah. Well, you can't leave. Yeah, you got to protect it.
Right.
But you didn't have to worry about any of this if you didn't take the pawn.
Yeah.
Now he has the knight here, too. Let's see if he finds that. Nope, he's still prepping. He's trying to get the other rook over. And yeah, your king now, he's castle. You're losing this game pretty clearly. This is very uncomfortable. And we moved the rook another time. And it's like, why are we moving the rook? This bishop is in play. This rook is not in play. We need all these pieces to help survive. And we're not getting any of these pieces. I mean, you can even get the knight over here, so maybe he can come here and help. right? You gotta protect yourself. You really gotta find a way to protect yourself. You can't put the queen here anymore because he just wins it. Obviously, you can't go there. So yeah, you've limited yourself really badly. And you lost the knight, but it's like,
Yeah, at this point I was just trying to do whatever I could to hang on.
yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So where did that game go awry? I think you went awry way back here. First of all, not overprotecting that square. You have to learn that square. This square for the Dutch, and this square when you're playing the birds, is the square that you are fighting for from the first move. This move is saying, I'm going to fight for that square. That's the purpose of this move. It's not just, I'm just going to move an F pawn for no reason. You're moving it to hit this square. So you have to remember that's the purpose. And if that's the purpose of the Dutch, then you have to start making sure that you do that. That is the purpose of the Dutch. And then it's the purpose of the birds. And then back here, your one really bad error is here. You voluntarily help him develop a rook. Now I know we talked about not helping your opponents improve their position. And that flat out helps him improve his position. Okay. All right. So that's, to me, is the big error there. All right. Hey, we got another LaMurph game. We're going to go over another Murph game. And you played the birds again.
So this one is, I think...
You lose.
I think this is the game that I was talking about where Murph and I, he was showing me the attack that he had seen. So go ahead and play.
So it wasn't a game?
No, I think this was something that we were doing casually so he could show me. But go ahead. We'll find out if this is the one.
Okay. So again, what? You did this to fight for that square. If you're not, you need to become comfortable with the stone wall, because if your opponent doesn't play d5, which is, by the way, the most normal and best move by book, if he doesn't play that and he decides to immediately fight for the square, you got to decide, am I going to fight for the square or not? By the way, from here, you could have transitioned into a king's gambit. And you might like this. Things.
Yes.
Okay.
I actually have a game in one of the other apps that I'm playing. That's a correspondence game that I did wind up
Okay.
playing to the game.
So you could do that, but you can't ignore that he's about to attack the square. You can't ignore it. And he's just being ultra aggressive. So, does that even work? Yeah, I guess it does. I don't know if that works. This does look like a game you guys analyzed versus played. And I might not do that. I might have taken with the rook. Do you see why?
Do I see why?
Yeah, why take with the rook? If you take with the knight, what happens? Immediately I should see a check coming.
Queen check, yeah.
And then what? If you put in front, we just take.
Right.
You can't put the queen in front, so then you get another check.
Yes. And this is the
And
one.
then you get a discover check.
Yeah.
And then what?
Yeah.
Right? This is bad news, guys. Right? This is just bad news.
Yeah, so this was the line that we were kind of looking at and studying. He was showing me
Yep. And so,
that he had seen.
okay. And so, yeah, right now black's looking pretty good. And yeah, this is a line you studied. Okay, good. Okay, I used a game that you were studying. But let's go back. So again, you did. This one looks like, yeah, you win a pawn. Remember? We talked about that. You win the pawn for him getting this advantage of coming in. But what happens if you take with the rook then? Did you guys, I don't know if you analyzed it. What does he do now? He's got to take, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you take. I take it he gets the same check in.
Yeah.
And you can say, take my pawn.
Yeah. Then I can block with the queen.
Right. And you get to keep, hopefully, the 2 pieces for the rook.
Right.
Hopefully you get to keep it.
Right.
Right? We don't want to just push over here, although we could. But then he gets the knight, and he's got 2 pieces, right? He's got too much. But yeah, this was my thought, that you could just push here.
Yeah, that only works if you get the queen out. Like when we were looking at the other lines, right? If you don't get the queen out early.
I mean, out here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think here the thought was that you had to. I don't know that you have any other great choices.
Yeah. So I think in one of the lines that Murph was looking at, I don't know whether that was the move or was the. Well,
Because if you do this, then you get it back.
yeah.
And you are losing 2 pawns, right? But let's see, he had lost 2, so you're only down 1 pawn.
Yeah, but also from a positional standpoint.
Yeah, your king is pretty naked.
Yeah. Way exposed, and he still has the castle. So.
Might as well start with the pin. Okay. Yeah, okay, so you guys were just analyzing.
Yeah.
And you fooled me, because it was like listed under your games. So I thought it was a game.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was a casual game that we were doing.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Yeah, it's just a thought that you might want to do instead of doing it in the game. In a game, you can actually
do it in a study.
yeah, and then you can actually play moves and do other try other yeah. So it won't show up on your list of games.
Right.
And I think it was a correspondence game. Did you guys make it at the time so that you didn't have to worry about time?
Yeah, it wasn't timed because again we were just casual and we were just going and we wanted to show it to me. So
Okay.
well, I didn't realize when he was showing it to me that I was going to do so poorly as we were studying it. So didn't even think about doing it as a study.
Yeah, that's what Murph says. It was a counter to his birds, which I don't buy, Murph. I don't think it's a good counter because I think he could do other moves. And again, he should be fighting for e5. So here, Flavio did not fight for e5. So you are safer in your development. And he's got a setup he likes for the Caro-Kann, but you're not playing e4, so it's got this vibe going where he's trying to play one opening and you're trying to force him to play a different one. And you're playing through the normal lines, so you're looking good. Yeah, look at you. Got out of the pin, no worries. And he castles queenside. So now, I mean, you have nothing stopping you from launching off at the queenside pretty quick. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. You also have opportunities to drop your knight in here, attacking the bishop. If he takes, then pawn takes, then the knight has to move. You have the bishop, So this is a very, 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 very normal move in the birds for that knight to move there. But you still have 2 other pieces to develop, and I see moves like this.
Well, I was planning on pushing the d4.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. If that was your plan, why are you doing this? Why are we prepping for something that you already have enough protecting?
Well, I only have enough protecting. Yeah, I guess I do.
No, a pawn is always enough if it's a piece that's going to take it. Right?
Yeah.
But you got this so that you can start shoving that. You even can shove it all the way, but, then but the knight move, you could develop this knight to protect the knight, but you can't. You drop that pawn, sorry. So your knight can come here. Remember this technique we talked about?
Yes.
So knight move here would be better because it's threatening there.
Yeah.
And you're ready to start launching at him, and instead of launching at him, you're I don't know what you're doing. You're playing. Look, what the pawns don't want to be on. They you know, these poor pawns have the opportunity to move 2 or 1. They really don't like it when you move them 1. They feel like you haven't helped them reach their potential. And by the way, the pawns want to reach the other end as fast as possible. So this is a slower trip. They're not happy. And actually, what you're doing is you're like begging for him to move at you, because you didn't just step up here and say, nope, I'm going to close this all off. But again, I'd rather you not. I'd rather you develop. You still have this move in hand later. But I like this, because that's bishop is his nice piece. That's his one good piece, and you can get rid of it. And if he does things like this, you're like, please go ahead. Open up a file at your king. I don't even care about the double pawns. Open up a file at your king. So yeah, I don't know why you're not developing. And I know you know this. I know you know this. You have one piece out on the board, my brother.
Yes.
How many does he? He has everybody out on the board developed. Sorry, you don't count. He has all of his pieces out on the board. His rooks are talking, and you have one piece developed.
He's Flavio. He's the man. So.
He is Flavio, but well, I don't know. I mean, I know the opening, so I understand this undeveloping of the bishop. It's a very grandmasterish move, but this is ridiculous. And you compound the ridiculousness by still not developing a piece and taking away the knight's best square.
C3 is a bad move.
Yes, we got that. We have that. I'm going to put it down as a mistake. Okay, good. All right. And then so he just says, well, what do I care? Now look at all those nice white squares for his pieces. He's so happy. He's happy. And you say, I'm going to take away at least one white square maybe, but he's still got a pawn and a knight, so you're not really taking away anything. He has this square, this knight move, this knight is, and it's blocking your bishop. Oh my, ugly. And he doesn't even chase you around yet. He's like patient. Knight goes to a decent square, yay! Knight goes to a decent square. Do we trade? No, we do see the fork. We do see a fork. So you could have taken, right? And then he could have taken, and then you lose your opportunity for the fork, so I totally understand. You grab the fork first, you grab the rook. Okay, so now you're up material.
Yes, I am.
He made a mistake big time. You just need to trade off material. And you're trying your best, and we saw this game before. I've seen this game before.
You remember this.
I remember this game. And again, here would be much better. Why? Because prophylactically, that pawn can't push. This pawn would be free. Your queen, the bishop can't come here yet. Prophylactically, this would be much better.
Yeah, I remember thinking about it, but I was a little bit worried about having the queen on the same file as the pawn.
Yeah, but then you grab a pawn with an open. You're creating an open file, and this is where you lost the game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and at one point, I gave up the
queen. Yeah, you thought you couldn't save it. I remember this game. All right, but what's the major problem? We didn't develop our pieces when you had the chance right back here. And if you want to do that, you could have done it right away. You didn't have to wait. And if you went there, you could have went there right away. You didn't have to wait. And this way you still kind of say, well, I'm going to wait and see where I want to put these. But yeah, we don't want to, and you still could have ended up like that. But look at all those white weaknesses that you're creating for yourself. And this move, D3, by the way, is supposed to fight for this square. Fight for the square. So when you push him, you make this square weaker. Right? So pushing this makes this one weaker. This one had a job. So no. We're going to develop. All right? I wish Flavio was online so you could play him. And you're right. King says we've analyzed this game. He remembers it.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, that might mean you're also not playing enough games because I ran into a game that you analyzed, and I ran into a game that wasn't a real game. I mean, come on. Where's your real games? Where are they hiding?
So let me ask you a question for me and all.
Please do.
How many? I think you told me this already, but how many serious games should I be playing a day?
Ooh. And what are you defining as serious?
Rated games. I'm worried about the time limits because there's
Right.
different time controls. I feel like I don't do as well with the shorter time controls. So,
Right.
let's say a 15-minute game.
Okay. King says at least 5, but I'm not going to agree. It depends.
I don't have that much time in my day.
Exactly. So we get back to it depends, right? It always depends.
King, are you hiring? Can I come work for you? Because my job is killing me. I got way too much stuff to do.
So my thought, I don't think King can afford you. But what I think you should do is think about your goals. There's not I should play 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, 4 games, 5 games. It should be, what are my goals? And as we've shown on Aim Chess before, that you can have the personalized study plan, and it wants you to play in a week, for me, 10 rapid games, 2 classic games, and 4 blitz games.
Okay.
Right? So
Each week.
each week, not a day, for the week. Which I'm not going to make unless I play 6 more rapid games today and 2 classic games today. Because
I just opened up mine, right?
Yeah.
Chess, and it says 4 blitz, 2 classic, 10 rapid. I've only played 4 rapids.
So I'm pretty sure that's that's for everyone, because you and I have the exact same requirement.
Okay.
Now, under addressing your weaknesses,
Yes.
what do you have there?
I have advantage capitalization. I've done 1 out of 3 of those. Intuition trainer, I've done 10 out of 10. End game, I've done 10 out of 10. 360 trainer, I did 7 out of 7. And tactics, I've done 4 out of 15.
Wow.
So I've been working on it.
Yeah. So interesting that, because mine, for addressing my weaknesses, I had 4. Sounds like you had 6.
5.
5. Okay. So I had opening improver, blunder preventer. I guess I've been making a lot of blunders. Intuition trainer, and tactics.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it is nice that at least for addressing your weaknesses, it's tailored to you.
Yeah.
And I always take it with a grain of salt on what it recommends, because sometimes Aim Chess or any computer, it doesn't like gambits. And if I'm playing gambits, it's going to tell me all my gambit moves are bad moves.
Okay.
So you have to take everything with a grain of salt as far as that goes. What is that unsert in Aim Chess? What is the unsert? Murph's talking about unsert, and I'm looking on my screen because he's not seeing everything. I'm not sure what unsert is, Murph. You'd have to tell me what you're looking at specifically. But these were this is actually what it says, Murph. These are all the things. Oh, what is that under in? Oh, okay. You found it. Okay, good, Murph. Good. But these are the 5 that I'm supposed to be working on. These 5 I'm supposed to be working on. And then the games seem to be static. I mean, that seems to not matter, that they want you to play that many games of that type a week. I am checking with them. I sent them an email. I like it. I'm checking with them, and I'm hoping that they can make it so I can tailor it for my students. So like in your case, I might say, no blitz games, just rapid and classic. Right? So I can tailor it, hopefully. And I did talk about this, which you didn't see, but last night I talked about it, where in rapid games, blitz games, I do the slowest blitz game possible, which is, I think, 5-3. You with me? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't like playing fast either. So I made my blitz games the slowest time frame I could and still be a blitz game.
Okay.
But then on rapid games, because I don't have a lot of time, I didn't go with the slowest rapid game. I actually went with the fastest rapid game, 5+5, I think, or close to it. So I've been playing mostly 5+5 for my rapid games because I got to get 10 of them, and I also don't have a lot of time. And then classic games, I'm also going to go the fastest I can for a classic game so that I can get my games in. But in essence, for you especially, I'd almost want you to definitely do the slowest blitz games possible. But you might also want to do a slower rapid game, which you do rapid games for your tournament you put on. And if you play in my world qualifiers, those are rapid games, 10 plus 3.
Yeah, I think on League Chess, the most games I've played have been rapid just because of the tournaments. And what I just did in AIM Chess, I went in and I created the most, what I did was I created a report, scouting.
Okay.
Right, scouting, it has, scouting is one of the
yes.
icons you do.
I've done your report. That's what I showed a little bit ago, if you remember.
Okay, so when you did it, did you do the most recent games? Because
yeah, it's supposed to take the most rapid. It took 38 rapid games.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what I just did the same report. It wasn't showing up on my.
Oh, okay.
You're listed as my teacher, so you could do it.
Yes. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. Even not as your teacher, because you can do a scouting report on Murph before you play him.
Nice.
You could do a scouting report on Flavio.
I'm coming for you, Murph.
These are called scouting reports for a reason. So I did one because I was talking to Flavio last night. So you can, if you know you're playing someone, you could do a scouting report. And part of that scouting report, I think if you go into the scouting report, somewhere in there, so you look at openings, and you can say review games. Let me see what happens when I do review games.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yep. And then I think if you say all openings, it probably will show you the openings. I don't know if it's all openings. It might only be the openings they play. I'm going to guess it's only going to be the openings that came from their games. If you look under openings. So, and with both colors. So let's say you know you're going to have white against Flavio. You could say, okay, I want to see Flavio with black, and I want to see what he's playing against certain openings. So you could do that.
Got it.
And you can export the games. So, yeah, there's a lot of power as far as I think in AIM Chess. And it's just going out to LeadChess and chess.com and pooling data, but that's a nice thing to have. Now, I don't know if it's worth $8 a month. I'll find out.
Yeah.
That's part of the analysis.
I like everything that it does. What I'm a little bit wish it was different a little bit was because it's only looking at my rapid games. It's not taking into account my other games, right? Unless I run a report for
yes.
other types of games.
Yes.
Just give me my last 40
But your personalized study plan may come from all games. I don't know if it doesn't. But when you do the scouting report, I think it is you have to pick the type of game.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which makes sense because you play differently at different speeds.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So that to me does make sense. All right, let's try a hand and brain if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right, so I need an opponent. They're going to challenge you because you're going to be, I'll let you be the hand.
Okay, so
and I'll be the brain.
LLandP58 on League Chess. LLandP58.
And it should be, let's do a 10 plus 5 casual. So we need somebody to challenge him. No, I have not, King. You're going to have to tell me about that later. I have no idea. And Murph says he ain't playing you because you already own him.
I don't know. The games that we just looked at, I don't own him at all, right? I think I lost one.
Yeah, and King is a little tired, so he's not going to do it because it's like 5:30 in the morning there, I think, or...
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he's in India.
Oh, 9.5 hours usually is the time difference, so it's probably 11:30 at night or thereabouts.
Oh, you think so?
Well,
No, you don't have to play, King. I don't know who else is online with us, so you might have to play. Tiger might not be here anymore. But yeah, or by the way, you could just go look for a 10-5 casual game. We don't have to have a viewer challenge you. So if you just want to go search for a,
yeah, sure.
let's do that. That way, King, because King is tired.
I have a 10-5 casual.
All right. Oh, you have a game already?
Invite.
There it is. All right, and we have white. Oh, King is playing you.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to just find one online.
Well, I was going to, but when I went to do it, it popped up as a invite to play.
All right, let's go with peon. Got to practice my Spanish while I'm at it.
I guess that's a pawn.
Yeah. Okay, I won't be practicing my Spanish while I'm at it. Okay, so you didn't play the birds. Every game we went over was a birds, and you don't play a birds.
King knows that every game I played was the birds.
So why didn't you play it? Oh my gosh, caballo.
What'd you say?
Horse. Knight. I said caballo, sorry. Caballero.
In Italian, it's cavallo.
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 Cavallo. Everything you have to say in Italiano, you got to use your hands. A cavallo. You know almost all of the openings, King? You're a genius! You're a genius! What's this opening, King, since you know them all? King is a veritable genius. Alright, let's go, let's stick with smart stuff. Alfil, which is a bishop. All right, look at King. Says it's a Vienna. I don't know about the Anderson part. Maybe it's the Anderson variation. See, you know more than me, King. You know more than me, my friend. I just know it as the Vienna game. Caballo. Yes. You shouldn't even be thinking of anything else.
Well, I just want to look. I want to make sure that there's something I'm not missing.
And I do want you to talk out loud because I'm trying to use this as a tool to teach you.
Yes.
Right? We're not worried about winning or losing.
Hearing my great plans. So.
Yeah, we don't care.
King needs to go on mute so we can't hear.
Yeah. King should mute the stream.
That's it.
And I'm not drawing arrows because same reason, but actually it doesn't matter. We're doing it to teach you. Remember, I'm not doing this one. This one is not so much for entertainment value.
When you said night, that was the first thing I thought of. But
okay.
I also wanted to double check.
Because all I heard was, well, I can't want this. was the first thing I heard. And I was like, you must be right, because I probably don't want that. Whatever he's talking about, I probably don't want that. All right, we're going to do something a little different for your benefit. Let's go with, do I want to? Maybe I don't want to do something different for your benefit. Let's go with pawn.
Pawn again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm thinking pawn to d3 or d4. d3 protects the pawn that's on e. It's already protected by the knight, but also puts another protection on the pawn that's on e4. If I push all the way, he's got two pieces on the pawn, the bishop and the pawn. I have the knight and the queen. So that sets it up nicely, but it also then invites the bishop to come down and pin the knight. So I'm going to play, I think, what is the more conservative move? Make that.
So interesting, because any of those, d4 would have been interesting, but you didn't even consider the prophylactic h3.
No, I did not.
But you did say about the bishop coming down and pinning. Well, there you had it. You could have played the prophylactic h3.
Yes.
That was the one I actually was thinking of, only because we're teaching prophylaxis this week.
Ah, okay.
So it came into mind because I was thinking of that. But this move is fine. But that's why I was thinking of that.
Yeah, and I didn't think about that right away because, in my view, the knight is not really holding anything. The knight on f3 is not holding anything. So I wasn't necessarily worried about the pin at this point in time. So
all right.
That's why I wasn't thinking prophylaxis, but obviously King was because he just pushed his h.
That's right. You might be listening. Pawn.
Pawn again. sense, other than possibly the A pawn. Also
Nope.
drove a lot of
Nope.
sense.
You did fine. You did fine. Let's go with Now that one was interesting. It's got me curious. Let's go with knight. Caballo.
Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit Chescudo for training purposes specifically. Yeah, for my student. And so we're doing more than normal because I'm talking through afterwards also. Hola, mi amigo. Gracias. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está usted? Oh, ¿cómo estás? So I was actually thinking of the knight going to A4 to trade off the dark squared bishop that was annoying.
Oh. You know,
Bien, bien.
about that. I didn't think about that because to me, again, a knight on the edge of the board.
But we're going to trade it, so it's not going to be on the edge of the board for very long.
No, I see that now.
Yeah, look at him go. Look at him go, stealing our moves.
I think he's listening.
He's definitely listening. Bishop?
Okay.
Sí. But práctica. I need to practice. Yo necesito práctica, mucho práctico.
Gotta be here. That's the only thing.
Correct. That was the only place. Pawn.
Now, which one? If I remember correctly, you always say take towards the center.
I do. Very good. Let's go with the horse or the knight. And now, take your time and think about where you might want to put it.
Yeah. So.
See,
Knight.
Chescudo, I usually do, especially when I'm writing. I do much better. I leave off the yo most times. Gracias.
Takes knight. Queen takes. Helps me develop the queen. Knight can't go there. Knight could drop back to C3. Knight could go to E3. And then might find a home on F. No, bishop's there. Blocks the bishop in. Maybe that's a good move.
You want me to tell them to speak up?
It could be. I'm sorry, am I too low?
Yeah, that's what they're telling me, that you could be a little louder.
Sorry, yeah, I'm mumbling to myself. Trying to find the best place for the knight. Obviously, some of the squares are just losing the knight. So knight takes knight, queen takes knight, help you develop the queen. And so I'm not sure that's the best place for it. And that knight is your black's knight on F6. Obviously, it's a well-placed knight, but I don't know. Do I want to get it out of there? So other choices are C3 or E3.
Very good.
C3. I could still do that move on the H file, on the A file, to attack the bishop, which is out there. The bishop actually can't go anywhere.
Really? But that's only if you get that move in. Could he go anywhere before that?
Yeah. I have to get his two moves to chase that bishop.
Which,
The
buddy?
other choice is to go to E3. It's protected by the bishop and the pawn. And then it could find a home. This is what I was saying before. Then it could find a home on F5. It could be chased away from there, but then. So the question is, if I put it on E3, I'm limiting my black square bishop, which hasn't gotten into the game yet, limiting its scope.
So you also are way low on time, by the way.
Oh, I forgot it's time. Oh, okay.
So what one feels instinctively better?
Well,
Aesthetically, visually?
so that would C3, but I'm thinking that king's going to have to castle king's side, and I'd rather have my knight get towards the king's side.
Good.
So,
Then go with it. Now, me, instinctively, I liked it better there.
Okay.
Because I liked having my C pawn free to be pushed. But if I had it the knight on c3, I was blocking my c pawn. So I liked it better there just by pure instinct. I liked it better. All right, so we have to move a little bit faster. So I'm going to call out things a little bit faster for you. Bishop.
Bishop.
Yeah, this one's an easy one. You shouldn't have to think at all.
Yeah, I only got one move at one place the bishop can go.
You don't have to think.
Don't have to.
All right. Let's go with, ooh, this is, we can have a little fun, maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Fun is fun. Okay, you're not going to think like I do, though. That's part of the problem. But let's have fun. Let's go with pawn.
Don't think the way you think.
I don't think you will. And you're going to spend a lot of time because you only have 3 minutes and 23 seconds. So you did not think the way I thought. Which I thought you would not think the way I thought, and you did not think the way I thought, so I am correct. How's that? Yeah, that was good. Let's go with king. I knew you'd get that one.
Well, I wasn't. You never know.
So I was actually thinking g4, not castling, and going crazy on the boy.
Yeah.
I was going to go crazy on the boy.
Okay.
But yeah, no worries.
That would have been more fun.
It would have been a lot of fun. A lot of fun. What to do now? Let's go with pawn. And then let's go with, this has potential to be very interesting. Let's go with knight.
What'd you say?
Knight.
Okay.
Not there. That just gives away a pawn.
That just gives away.
Yeah, free candy. Yeah, pawn. You just gave away free candy. Why in the world would I want you to give away free candy?
Well, I didn't. Obviously, I didn't see the other move that you were thinking.
But still, why would I? Anyway, even if you didn't see the move I was thinking, why would you give away free candy? Queen.
Because when I first did it, I assumed that's what you wanted, and I didn't think you would give away free candy.
I didn't want to. Queen.
Queen.
Yeah. So I wanted knight to h2 back in the day.
Oh, backward. Okay.
And then we were going to put the knight onto g4 or push the pawn. But anyway, queen.
All right. I don't know if this is the right place.
No, it's not.
Well,
You asked. You said you don't know, so I was just telling you. That's horrible.
Well, I thought it was horrible.
It is. I want you to put it on c1.
C1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I was worried about bishop takes.
He's going to do it anyway. He gets it anyway. Right? He's going to get that situation anyway.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, me too. So, yeah, now what?
I don't know. You have to tell me.
Yeah, I have no idea as what to do here. Let's go with pawn. And I don't know what to do here. This is just bad now. Oh, this is just bad. This has no goodness left in it. I don't like this in any way, shape, or form.
You say bishop.
Okay, bishop. I didn't, but go ahead. It doesn't matter to me anymore. It's depressing. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I mean, you can't leave the pin, pawn. You couldn't leave the pin, and you did, so I didn't know. It's not happy. My piece is...
I did not find H2. That's...
Yeah, But you can't. Yeah, but you just. But you couldn't do that one because I was like giving it. It wasn't like it was truly giving away free candy. Okay. There's nothing here I like. Let's go bishop. Yeah, bishop. Why not?
All right.
Your time's running out.
I assume that's what you meant.
Yeah. Why not? The world is falling apart. Rook.
Rook.
Yeah, I said rook.
I heard it.
No, you take the rook.
Oh, I mean queen.
What?
If I'm supposed to take the rook, you got to say queen.
What are you talking about? Rook takes rook.
Oh, that rook. Okay. Yeah, didn't see that rook.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It
It doesn't matter.
well, he had this move before, by the way, which would have, I think, saved him.
Well, he didn't have it. You could have done it instead of taking back the rook, right?
No, I'm saying the move before he could have done this.
No, the bishop was there.
He would have won the queen before.
Yes. 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 Anyway, so does it matter? No.
No.
Okay, go ahead and resign. He's giving you more time. He's being funny.
No thanks.
All right. So if we go to the analysis board and then I pop that into your study for the Happy Birthday Part 2. The only things that one is you didn't play the opening you wanted to play. You should have played the opening. That's what I thought you would do.
I figured King would have went to school on me.
So here, are you in the study yet?
1 second.
Good game, King.
Thanks, King. Happy birthday, part 2. Okay. I'm looking for it. Oh, there it is. Got it.
So I have no idea why you would think of this move for your knight. If we're going to move it twice, it should be for a good reason. And it should be
I
to...
agree, but when you said knight, I looked at the moves for the other knight. I said, well, that doesn't make any sense.
No, this one shouldn't move. You're correct.
Right. So then I said, okay. So
Oh, by the way, it could have went here still, and still push and still start pushing on the king side.
Didn't think about that. Obviously, didn't think about it now, and didn't think about it when you asked me to do it later.
Yeah,
either.
so that's a possibility. Yeah.
And I didn't think of this move. I mean, we talked about it before with the, if Black had the queen and the bishop on that diagonal.
Yep.
But didn't think about it. Didn't think about it there because again, my brain is not. I always think knights on the edge are bad. So
And they are in general.
yeah. And
Like this would still be bad in general,
That's why I didn't look at it.
but if you're looking to push pawns and attack.
Yeah.
So here
I'm not familiar with.
right. So even if we want to castle queenside, it's like how do we get there? So you have this move. I could have given you bishop.
I was thinking about that. I thought that if you said bishop, that's what I would have done.
Good, because you didn't have too many choices with the bishop at least. So maybe next time if we play hand and brain, I'll give you this bishop move. And then your queen could come up and you could castle easier. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. All right, so do you want to do this again or do you want to play a game on your own? Which, was this helpful at all, the fact that I was telling you pieces? Making you think a certain way?
Well, I think it was very helpful to tell me the pieces. I think it was enlightening that I clearly did not make the moves that you had envisioned because I wasn't thinking, especially with the knights, just not even thinking about those moves. So that was very helpful to even recognize the fact that those moves are kind of available.
Okay.
I can tell you if I'm playing in a game, I'm not thinking knights towards the edges. I'm always thinking knights towards the center.
Right.
And so that's, it's interesting that you're actually thinking slightly differently. When you did say knight, I shouldn't say that. The knight that's on f3, I did think about going h4 and then back to f5.
Yep. Yep. I saw that at that point too, but I didn't like the discovered attack. later in the game. I didn't like him having a discovered attack on you.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. All right. Let's try it differently.
Well, I know we're like an hour and a half in.
Yes.
And I truly appreciate the time and the effort. But this is Klubeck, the wife there. You know, she also has some demands on my time. So.
No worries. No worries. So hopefully this was helpful.
Yeah, it was very helpful.
And we will have time for more lessons.
Yeah.
And guys, my brother here is going to come and visit me next week for my birthday. So hopefully I'll get him, instead of being in a separate camera, hopefully he'll... Week after next? Week after next.
It's the week after.
I think of this week already as because it's Sunday.
Yeah.
So this week, Sunday to...
I'll see you in person next Saturday. The first Saturday on the calendar past today.
This coming Saturday.
Yes, this coming Saturday.
So that to me is next week.
I understand. But some people think when you say next week, they may think that you meant like...
No, that'd be this week.
I know,
What do you guys think? Is this week or is it next week? Next Sunday, next Saturday, he's flying in. So should I say he'll be here next week or should I say he'll be here this week? Because I say it should be next week. He says it should be the week after next.
You tell most people, I'll be there next week. I think that, like, if you said your birthday was Wednesday, if you said I'll be there next week for your birthday, they might think your birthday is this coming Wednesday.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's Wednesday because that'd be like this Wednesday.
Just saying, some people might think that.
It's Sunday here too, Chescudo. Chescudo said it's Sunday here, so it's next week. He agrees with me. It's next week.
Oh, okay.
Some places it might not be Sunday yet. Who knows? All right, bro. Thank you. Thank you for filling in on your lesson a little early.
Thank you for the lesson. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Next month, if you want one, you got to be a subscriber, though.
I will subscribe as soon as we're done. I will definitely lock in my subscription.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I did get some bourbon glasses. Should I show them to you?
Some what glasses?
Bourbon glasses. Do you have like 5 minutes for me to run downstairs?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Bourbon glasses.
You talk to the chat. I'll be right back.
Yes. Bourbon glasses. He doesn't drink. So I don't know whether it's bourbon glasses or burgundy glasses. I have no idea what he's talking about. I mean, he's got on Harry Potter glasses, which I think he loves. I don't think he actually needs the glasses. I just think he likes wearing them. But these are my quasi Clark Kent glasses. He's always doing superheroes, so put on my Clark Kent. These are my. These are Clark Kent glasses. Oh, these are probably Clark Kent.
So you guys know I run a kid-friendly, family-friendly stream. I try not to curse. I don't mean on stream. I never curse on stream.
Oh, well, that's bad because while you went to get your glasses, I was cussing up a storm. It was really bad. Sorry.
Thanks a lot. So,
Bourbon and Bolt.
okay. And I got I'll read it to you. Dear Marty, thank you so much for your time and effort teaching us chess. You're an awesome coach. Larry, Janet, Murph, and Keith.
Hey, very nice, very nice. The Persian crew coming through, giving some accolades to the professor. Thank you, Professor. Very nice.
These, I take it, are bourbon glasses.
Oh, wow. Nice.
You can clearly see the piece.
Yes.
So I have a king and a queen.
Okay. Beautiful.
King and a queen.
Very nice. Now the shot glasses that look like horns or something, or is that?
No, no shot glasses, all bourbon.
Oh, wow.
Bishop and the knight.
Very nice.
So the rooks are out. The rooks just got no love.
Well, the rooks will play later in the game.
That could be. So does the queen, though.
Oh, yeah.
In general, we want that queen to play later in the game too. So I got that. So I've got bourbon glasses and a beer mug
Nice.
from Neil.
Nice.
And I don't drink beer and I don't drink liquor.
Bourbon. You don't drink liquor at all. You don't drink any alcohol.
Yes, I'm thinking you're gonna take this back, the bourbon glasses back with you. I might keep the beer mug because I think I could put like
When I
lemonade
come
in
to
there.
visit you, maybe I'll have a little bit of bourbon in the glass uh, while you try and teach me in person, and it'll soothe my anxieties. How's that?
That might work. That might work. I think they'll look nice on your shelf, and when they come to visit you, they can use the bourbon glasses.
That's really really nice. Nice gift.
That is. Now, and it was by Etsy. So somebody on one of the sites on Etsy, we could give them a little love probably. Let me see which Etsy site.
Bourbon and Bowl, right?
Bourbon and Bowl. That's right. That's what they were called. Bourbon and
I'm looking them
Bowl.
up, and I'm gonna get shot glasses that have pawns etched into it too. Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
Then if you take these back, which they'll still be mine, but they'll be at your house.
No, I'm not taking back your gifts. This is not.
No, you're not taking back my gifts. You're putting my gifts where bourbon can be put in them.
They don't drink bourbon.
Oh, me neither. But maybe they're not bourbon. They look like They look like some kind of glass.
Yes, you would put some kind of whiskey, and then I had an old fashioned yesterday at a party I was at, which I sipped like 3 of them, and I thought, it tasted good, but that was it. I can't drink more than 3 sips of anything.
Yeah, yeah. You're not supposed to be having liquor anyway.
I would put like ginger ale and something in there to make it look like I had something.
That'd be a good idea. You can put water and say I like vodka.
Yes, that's it. Vodka strong like bull.
I love it. Strong like bull. Makes you bull. All right. All right. So we will have more lessons, I'm sure, but we will have, I will hope to have my brother here in person maybe next week when I stream. Not this week, but the following week. The following week. Not this week, the following week. He'll be in town, and we'll do at least one stream together. I might even do an impromptu because I won't be working. I'm taking the week off for my birthday. Like I said, you only turn, whatever age I'm turning once in your lifetime. So I'm taking off a whole year. All right. Shh, quiet. All right. Sudakus, greetings.
You look great for 80, I gotta tell you. You look fantastic for 80. I can't believe anyone 80 years old looks as good as you. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
You look even spectacular for 70, I gotta tell you.
You are my older brother.
This is true.
Just pointing that out. Just pointing that out.
Didn't say how many years old you are.
I will see. Go take.
I am your big brother in both age and physique.
Yeah, we weren't going to go there. I wasn't going to go there.
After picture. I'm the before picture. You're the after picture.
Yeah, we should do some more of those when you come. Some more of the before and after pictures. I'm working on mine so I can be ready for it.
Yeah, and I'm bulking up so it really looks like a before and after picture.
No, don't. Oh man! All right, so yeah, hopefully when my brother's here, we'll do some. We'll feel like the Miso brothers or the Botez sisters, and we'll have we'll both be on screen at the same time. So hopefully some surprises during my birthday week for you guys. Hopefully it'll be fun stuff. But thanks for being here for the lesson. I hope you got a lot out of it, and if you did, then awesome. And we will move on to. I might leave early. Sudakus just showed up though. I can't leave when Sudakus is around. He says, okay, Chess Kudos says the before is me, and then after 2 bullet tourneys, it's you.
Oh wow!
So I don't know what he's saying there. I think he's saying that after.
So can I ask your list? Can I ask your list? Oh, hold on. Siri's doing something. I need to ask your listeners a serious question.
Sure.
I wear an Apple Watch all the time. I don't have it actually on at this very moment. But normally when I'm playing anything or working out or doing whatever, Apple did. So Apple Watch, not that I'm trying to pump Apple Watches. But I did get an alert a couple of times. It's happened to me while I was playing in a tournament, chess tournament, sitting down, playing the chess tournament. Online. And the watch went off and told me that my heart rate has, reached the high level of, pump. My heartbeat went up, and it doesn't appear that I'm doing any physical activity. So I don't know if anybody else wears those kind of watches, but so my heart rate got so high while I was playing in the chess tournament that it, the watch gave me a warning and said, essentially, it's like you might be having a heart attack if you're, not doing anything.
Just Kudo says that's normal.
Oh, it is? Okay.
He says that's normal, and I know that Sudaku has a heart monitor that it actually shows, he can make it so it shows on the screen his heart rate.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and so he could do that while he's playing chess, and Rudolph also used one the other day. I think it was her when she was playing, because she's not good at bullet, she gets really stressed out,
Yeah.
and she was playing bullet. I know when I play 2+1, I'll get shaky, especially when I'm like I'm down to like 5 seconds and you're like trying to win the game. Oh man, sometimes I get very, very hyped.
I can tell you the first time I played in an over-the-board tournament, an actual USCF tournament, I was the oldest person in the room because it happened to be at a place that was like a little kids. I was playing against 8, 9, and 10-year-olds, and and I was sweating. I mean, I was like clammy sweating so much because of the
Anxiety, tension.
Yeah, it was anxiety, tension, whatever it was. I was just so surprised. I mean, like actually sweating. Like I had, needed to go change my shirt kind of thing when I was done. So again, I don't know if anybody else experiences these physical, repercussions from using your brain. I mean, if you think about it, just that's all it is. You're sitting there thinking, right? But
Yes.
your heart rate goes up. You start to sweat. And my goal with playing those tournaments is, to make little kids cry. That's what I want to do, but they didn't work out. Actually, the first tournament, they made me cry because a little 10-year-old girl beat me silly. So, but it was fun. It was good.
Oh, so basically, so Chess Kudo wants to know if I'm scaring you in chess again, but no, I try not to scare him. I try to cheer him on. So actually, if you use
Wait a second. You try to cheer me on.
Yeah.
Except anybody can go back and listen to the first part of this. When that C3 move, that was not cheering on. That was like hammering home a point. That was beating me down. C3, bad move, bad move, bad move, bad move. I mean, that was...
So was it beating you down or is it beating you up?
Both.
See, beating down to me sounds like very negative, just like.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. I didn't think I was being negative. I thought I was trying to drive home the point.
It did.
I'm trying to beat you up for it so that you don't do it again. But beating down just like destroys your ego.
The 7th minute of talking about C3, I think it was beating me down. First 4 or 5 minutes, I was okay. Just giving feedback. That's what I'm doing.
Sorry.
You need a haircut.
I do. I totally need a haircut. I'm trying to get my wife to give me one.
By looking alike when we,
Yeah, no, way too much hair.
Yeah, you gotta take that down.
I totally need to. I will. I do need to. But I'm sorry. You should not have felt beat down about C3. You should have felt like, okay, I got you. I'll never do that again.
Yeah, well, I said that, but I don't know if you heard me.
No. You were too far from the mic, remember?
Oh, that must have been it. Yes, I was talking to myself.
Man.
Harry, have a good day, Harry.
Harry's the H pawn. What are you talking about?
No, you got Harry Potter glasses on.
I do have Harry Potter glasses on today. I should put on these because these might actually feel or look more like Clark Kent glasses.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta go better.
A little better. The blue should match the shirt even.
Clark would normally go black lens, but
Yeah, I don't have any black lenses.
I like mine.
Yeah. I always thought Dad's glasses, I always wanted them. You remember when I took a pair of his old glass frames and I wore his frames with no glass in it?
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah.
You and Dwayne Wade.
Yes. I would have been like, I didn't know I was setting a trend before Dwayne Wade was even probably born. But yeah.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
So the Apple Watch, King says, can get paired with the software I'm using for streaming.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I'm going to have to look that up, King. Thank you very much. I will look that up and see if I can pair with OBS. I didn't know that. My heart rate isn't up very much so when I'm teaching, but I think it goes up when I play bullet, for sure.
I think your heart rate goes up depending on who I've seen some of our students, from my club who you've been helping.
Get my heart rate up?
Yeah, I think they've gotten their heart rate up pretty good.
Yeah, but see, I'm getting beat up again. See, I consider what you're doing beating up, not beating down. I'm getting beat up for beating you down. I feel bad.
That's it.
I feel terrible. I feel terrible. I was just trying to drive home a point and explain it, make sure that you understand it, try to get you not to do it anymore. And now I feel bad. And then I'll look it up on the, probably computer analysis will say that was the best move.
Don't need to feel bad.
Yeah, but the computer analysis probably will agree with you and say that was the best move.
I don't know about that. Well, thank you for your help. So AIM chess, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm
Yes.
going to work on it this week.
Okay, because in June, starting this Tuesday, is Tuesday the 31st?
Tuesday, June 1st.
June 1st. Tuesday, starting Tuesday, I think Tuesday would be the day to do it. I want you, Murph, and I got to check on John Carlo. I want to see if we can follow the AIM chess prescription for the 2 months. That means we have to do everything it's saying for the 2 months, for the personalized study plan, and then see what our rating was at the beginning of those 2 months, which should be easy to find, and then see if it improves.
Okay, cool.
So it's going to be hard for you and I know, for time. Murph too, probably. John Carlo's the only one probably who's going to have no problem with time. Being a young man, teenager, he could probably afford to put the time in. But you and I are going to have to, and Murph are going to have to try to find the time to get it done.
Listen, I figured out the solution. I'm just going to quit my job, play chess instead of my job.
Okay, say that closer to the mic so that you can make everyone either jealous or extremely excited.
Or just
Or
recognize
both.
the fact that I'm crazy, right? So
Or you're lying.
I'm just going to quit my job, and I can't. If I say to my wife will come in here and tell me that's not an option. Quit my job and play chess much more often, right? The time that I could be, working, I just quit, play chess, and if I get tired of chess, then I can go play golf and then come back and play more chess.
I'm jealous. You should do that.
Yeah, and you can find my carcass out by the street with my wife with hammer marks in the back of my head or something.
Oh, okay. That was too graphic. That was too easy to imagine. Now, if you had said her heel on your face or heel prints, maybe that would be fine.
And printed on my backside would be more like it.
Yes.
Well, I don't want that footprint to occur now because she does have things for me to do. So
I will see you later.
I bid you a fond adieu. Goodbye, my brother.
Goodbye. Thank you again.
Ciao for now. Arrivederci, everyone.
All right, guys. That's my brother. He's out. I'm going to close down Zoom so I can get back my camera. That was good, guys. Thanks. That was very good. I enjoyed it. Let's see if we can get our webcam to come back on. There we go. We're live again. So yeah, I got to do a one-on-one lesson with my brother, LLNP. Thank you, King, for kicking our butt in head and brain. We tried something a little different, not head and brain, brain and hand. So we tried something different where we actually do that together. So as I was telling you guys, in my personalized study plan, I still have to do 6 more rapid games. Oh my gosh. I still got to do 6 more rapid games. I'm going to end it in about 12 minutes, about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. My clock is fast. My clock is definitely fast. So I was going to play some more rapid games. I need to play 6 more rapid games. So if you want to play a rapid game, I'll play, but I got to play some rapid games. Hey, thanks, Chess Kudo. Same to you. Same to you, my friend. Can I go to move 15? Okay, in this game? This is move 15? Yeah, I didn't like that move at all. That gave away free pawn. Yeah, I was trying to get him to do this move. So what do you want to do here, King? Did you want to play it out from this point forward, what you do? But this was what I was hoping for from him. This was my thought. Is that what you're asking me, King? Because that's what I was thinking. All right, so I'm going to go look for some, I think I'm going to play a rapid game or two. Oh, yeah, my thought process was the knight here, then I have this knight here. I didn't like pushing the pawn, but I knew, he already had given up the center with a mistake earlier, not doing what I was hoping for, but so now we could get the knight in here because we'd have 3 pieces hitting that square instead of 2. And then, thinking that you might want to do things like this, and then we might even think about coming through into the center. And so that was just my thought process. I was playing around with those kind of options, maybe even here, then here, then here. But anyway, nothing extravagant, nothing special. Actually, king, I need, that's not rapid, is it? Is that rapid? Does 10 plus 5 count as rapid? Is that rapid? Well, we'll do it real quick anyway. We'll get it done. Let's see. Oh, that does count as rapid. Okay. And actually, mostly I'm doing rated ones, but we can play a quick one. And then I can go and get ready to go play tennis. And then tonight, I'm going to have to play a lot of games. So I'm looking. I thought I should have my clock on this board. I don't see clock. Oh, there it is. Way up at the top. All right. In case you guys want to follow along. Yep, I'm giving you time. Oh, am I black? So I'm not giving you any time. Okay, I thought I was giving you just lumping time on there. I thought I was. No, I'm good. Fast is fine. I just got to get games under my belt. That doesn't feel normal. That doesn't feel normal at all. Oh, so thank you for getting a rapid game for me. Like I said, I got to go do a couple of others pretty soon. Make sure I get rapid games in here. That's interesting too. Let's start with that. Okay, I'm going to try something a little different here out of curiosity. Hey, thanks, Chescudo. Oh, do you? You like it too? Hey, I love finding another French player. Chescudo, you're a French player? We got to talk, man. We got to talk. I didn't know you were a French player. We gotta see if we can team up and practice together. Then I love finding other French players. Anna Rudolph plays French too, supposedly. That's her favorite opening. And yes, don't tell me before. That's very generous of you. Oh, did you? Geary's course? Okay, I don't know it. How do I want to play with this concept, problem, thought? This can be interesting, my friends. All right, we're gonna play a little reckless. Chessable? I like Chessable. Oh, on Geary's course, you mean? You use Chessable also, Chesscudo? I use it when I teach my classes. I actually gave that to all my students with books. I'm probably going to switch up. I'm probably not going to use Chessable again this next semester. I'm thinking about using other things. Just a thought. I'm probably not going to use it this semester. Hey, Ratchet! Welcome! Welcome. I'm about to quit though, Ratchet. If you're going to be streaming in 6 minutes, I might be rating you. Something you didn't say. What didn't you say, my friend? Oh, something I shouldn't say. I don't know what one lib is. You're going to have to help me on that one. What do we got going on here? This is interesting. Didn't anticipate that. I did not anticipate that. I'm not sure what I want to do about it. Not sure what I want to do about that. Oh yeah? Oh, cool. Cool. I don't mind buying books. I like supporting authors. Being an author myself, I really like buying books. I think it's important to support by buying books. Just my thought. So it's just gonna get weird, guys. Did not anticipate that. I did not anticipate that, my fellow humans. Totally took me by surprise. Okay, let's go here. Went well. I thought the lesson went well. I had a good time. I think my brother had a good time. Oops, I don't want to move that yet. I got to think for a second. Yeah, I thought it went well. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Totally understand and agree. La 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 la. Which way, which way, which way? Gotta think that through. If I take off with the king, gets my king closer to the action. If I take off with the knight, gets the knight closer to the action. Everything gets pieces closer to the action, so which one? It's like, feels like an important decision. Feels like an important decision, guys. Okay, we take free candy when offered. This much I know. Yeah, not so much. Thank you, King. Thank you. Let's see who we're going to raid, because we are done for the day. Thank you for the game, though. I appreciate getting another game in. Let's see. Crybaby Carly's on. Magician. Magician is on. Magician only has 5 people. It's in French, though. Just so you guys know. That's in French. And Flavio isn't here to recommend anyone. Ratchet, I know you stream. Are you going online now? Chescudo, don't you stream too? I think you're a streamer, aren't you, Chescudo? Tell me the truth. Nope, not going to stream. Chescudo, are you streaming or going to stream? Are you streaming? Are you a streamer? I thought you were. Okay, so everybody's taking a short break. So we could do French with Magician. Or we can go raid Crybaby Carly. She is always playing chess. I like that. She's a beginner. She can always use help. I'll get through the commercial first to see what she's doing. So let's probably raid Crybaby. Like I said, she's a beginner. Ah, your guy, whoever you were going to recommend. Yeah, that's always a bummer when that happens. Like, bad timing. Okay, let's give Crybaby a raid. I will see you guys hopefully on Tuesday. Remember, not tomorrow. It's Tuesday. I'm changing up for the summer. Okay, so I'll see how I feel tomorrow night on Memorial Day. I might stream anyway, but basically not supposed to be. See you guys later. Have a great night. Hope to see you Tuesday.